guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you another kind of like what I eat in a day keto. So it's been almost 3 months now that I've been doing keto. I'm down a total of 21 pounds now, so I'm feeling super great. I'm feeling super healthy. I also feel really confident in my ability to follow keto and do keto because I understand it a little bit more. So right now I currently do intermittent fasting, so I only eat for certain portions out of the day. I normally eat between like 12 and 5, or I'll do like 2 to 7, something like that. It honestly just depends on my work day. So I end up only eating 2 meals a day, and then I'll have like a coffee or a latte of some sort just to have a little bit of something in between the meals or before the meals. In today's video, I'm going to show you 2 of my go-to meals, 2 of my meals that I just love. So one of them is going to be a little bit more heavier, thicker, and then the other one's just going to be something a little bit lighter, less on carbs. But I like to have one meal that's a little bit more carby, like just a little bit more decadent almost, and then just like a quick little snack, smaller meal. So that's what I'm going to show you how I do today. I'm not going to show any of my drinks or anything just because I have showed you my go-to coffee. So without further ado, if you want to see what I eat in a day keto or just 2 recipe ideas or meal ideas, then just please keep on watching. So the first recipe I'm making is chicken and waffles. So for the ingredients, I'm going to need some almond flour, I'm going to need some heavy whipping cream, some chicken, I'm going to need 1 egg, and then other than that, I'm just going to need some salt and pepper just to season it a little bit. So I'm going to take 1 egg, and I'm going to crack it into a shallow bowl because this is going to be the part of our like mixture we use to dip the chicken. I'm going to take 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then I'm just going to salt and pepper this to taste. I want to make sure it's kind of seasoned just because you want your chicken to not taste super dry. So once I put all of the pepper and salt that I want in there, I'm just going to whisk it together until it is thoroughly combined and the egg and the whipping cream are completely mixed. So next I'm going to take 1/2 cup of some almond flour, and I'm just going to put this in another shallow dish. Once again, I'm making like my little dipping station. So first I'm going to take the chicken, roll it in the egg wash, and then I'm going to roll it into the almond flour. I'm then just going to repeat this step for the rest of my tenders because it's literally the exact same thing. So I'm going to just literally roll it in the egg wash, roll it in the almond flour. You just want to make sure it's fully combined and fully coated so you get that nice crispy outer shell. So once you're done, they're kind of going to look like this. So I don't want to completely fry them, so I'm just going to take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, let it heat up in a pan, and then I'm just going to crisp both sides of the chicken, so let it sit in the pan for a little bit. And then I'm going to put it in the oven to bake for 15 minutes at 350. You can leave them and just deep fry them. The recipe I followed was saying to deep fry it, but I didn't want to. So I'm literally just crisping up the edges in a pan, putting on a baking sheet, and baking it in the oven for at 350 for 15 minutes. While the chicken's cooking, I'm going to make the waffles. So I'm going to take coconut flour, baking powder, salt. I'm going to also take some liquid stevia, which is just a liquid sweetener. I need 6 eggs and then some butter. So I'm using the Kerrygold butter. So for starters, I'm just using a like NutriBullet blender for this because it was a lot simpler. So I'm literally just going to crack all 6 of my eggs into my little NutriBlender cup just so it's super simple. So I'm just going to keep cracking those. Then I'm going to take 4 tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm going to combine this into the eggs, and then I'm just going to go and immediately blend this. You want to do this quick so you don't get scrambled eggs. So I'm just going to go blend this real quick, and I know, I'm sorry, the blender's off camera. So I'm just going to then take a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a little bit of salt. I did less than it called for because I didn't want too much salt. And then I'm going to do a couple drops of liquid stevia. This is just going to make it sweet because there's nothing much in there that's super sweet. So once that's all in there, I am going to do the exact same thing and blend that all together. So next I'm going to take 1/3 cup of coconut flour. Coconut flour makes it have a similar texture to normal Belgian waffles, so I like this over the almond flour. And this is when I knew that I had messed up. If you've ever worked with a NutriBullet, the cups don't sit super stable, and I spilled half of the batter and had to start from scratch. So now with the new batter, I'm going to take the 1/3 cup and add it in there just because, you know, we have trial and errors in cooking and I'm the worst cook. So I'm going to blend that together in the blender. So just going to start by spraying my cooking like waffle maker thing with some cooking spray, and I'm going to pour a little bit. The recipe I followed called for 4 waffles, but I made 3 bigger waffles instead. So I'm just going to pour this in here, flip it over, and let it bake for a while. And that is my completed waffle. It's not the prettiest, but it still tastes delicious. So now I'm just going to assemble my chicken and waffles. So I've been craving this lately, so this is when I tried out this recipe. So I'm taking 1 waffle, and then the serving size for the chicken is 2, so I'm going to take 2 pieces of chicken. So for my syrup, I'm going to take the Chalk Zero Maple Vanilla Syrup, and this is a sugar-free syrup, and this makes everything delicious. So I'm not super into syrup, so I didn't put too much, but this was the perfect amount of sweetness, the perfect amount of saltiness, and I loved it. So now I'm going to make my dinner, which is going to be spaghetti. So I'm taking the Thrive Market gluten-free Wonder Noodles, and these are made with shirataki mushrooms, so they're 0 carb, 0 fat, 0 protein. So first I'm just going to rinse them because they are in this weird like water substance and it smells gross. So you just want to make sure you're thoroughly rinsing them so there's none of that left on them. Once I'm done, I am going to put them and boil them. So I'm just going to fill a pot with water and let that boil. And once it comes to a boil, I'm going to put the noodles in there for 2 to 3 minutes. I did 2, but just do 2 to 3. They don't need to be cooked, but I feel like this is my best method and favorite method I found to make these noodles, to make them taste as similar to spaghetti as I can. So then I'm just going to strain out the pasta, and then taking that same pan, I'm going to empty it, and I'm going to dry cook these on medium heat for about 10 minutes. By doing this, it's going to take out all of the water and anything left in the noodles and make them have a similar texture to spaghetti. Without doing this, I felt like it was kind of like a weird texture still. So for me, this makes it taste a little bit more like spaghetti. So after the 10 minutes, I'm just going to take Rayo's homemade vodka sauce, and I'm going to take a half a cup of that, and I'm just going to combine that in there. And then I'm going to take a few shakes worth of Parmesan cheese. I didn't measure this, but I did about half a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. I really like adding lots of stuff to the pasta and the spaghetti just to kind of give it more of the texture of spaghetti. I then also took some garlic salt and some red pepper flakes because I love spicy things, so I wanted to add a little bit of spice to there. So once I'm done adding all the ingredients, I'm just going to make sure it's thoroughly mixed through and combined and well heated. And then I'm just going to serve it off. This recipe, the bag of noodles, does call for 2 servings, but since they're so low carb, I just eat the 2 whole servings because it fills me and half a serving doesn't. So this is my delicious pasta. So the last thing I'm going to eat today is some Chalk Zero. It's Keto Bark, which just has almonds in it. So it is some dark chocolate bark that is sugar-free and it's low carb and it's so delicious. So like me, I get super high chocolate cravings and sweet cravings, so this is something that I love to have. So these are my finishing macros for the day. So I ended up using 12 out of my 13 net carbs, 72 out of my 81 fat, and 84 of my protein. So I did go a little bit over with protein and a little under with fat, but for me, I normally hit fat on a daily basis. So for one day, going over in protein and down in fat really isn't that big of a deal for me. As long as I stay underneath of my carbs, that's really all that I care about because, like I said, the diet is low carb, high fat. So I normally hit fat, so I'm just down today, but this is my overall macros. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I really hope you guys like these type of videos. The first one did pretty well and I saw you guys liked it. I got good feedback on it, so I decided to do another one for you guys because I figured it's something you were interested in, you enjoyed at least watching. So that's why I did this. If you do want to see more keto or fitness type videos, you can request those down below if you have any ideas. I also kind of want to try to incorporate a little bit more of this on my channel because it's something I love and I'm doing, so I might do a few little mentions in some of my favorites videos of certain products I love. So if you want to see that, give the video a big thumbs up. Also subscribe. I do post videos every Wednesday and Friday, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Bye!